Hi everyone, this is Francois Ablé. Hope are you doing very well. It's just a quick video just to pronounce to myself about the Fed, the Fed decision that we got Wednesday here, which was a very weird. So I just want to make a comment and also doing an analysis, because we probably see something which is very close to what we have seen before on the index correlated with oil. So my name is Francois Ablé. I'm the main trainer and founder of GSTA, which is Global Street Trade Academy. There you can find through different social media as Facebook, like the official page of Facebook, also on the YouTube channel, also on the TradingView and Twitter too, and my website now is still ready, so you can take a look to see like others analysis that I post to the blog, which is www.gstaacademy.com, right? You can take a look definitely and see, let you comment and leave a comment, and also we'll if you're interested for to take a framework or training courses, you can get back to me as much as possible quickly, and also we will schedule a time for you to take care of you and make you successful on financial market. Okay, so in this video, as I said, yesterday we saw a speech of Jerome Powell, which he said that he will keep the rate interest hiking, and the message that he sent to me, that I understand, Jerome Powell did not make a economy, he make a politic, because we recently saw that through the media that the President Trump make a comment like, and is a kind of interference which is struggling the sovereign and also the credibility and the transparency of the Fed. So that's why I thought deeply that Jerome Powell just sent a message to the President Trump that it's me the boss, you don't need to give me a comment or make to tell me what I have to do. I'm the boss of the Fed, and Fed still like independent and also sovereign, so I don't need to, I don't want to receive your comment and all those stuff. So this is the politics, right? It's not economy, because when we take a look carefully on the shape of the economy for United States, this rate interest, even it was not a surprise we expecting, because the Fed fund said we have 86% of the rate interest, and he did anyway, so it was not a surprise. But for me, it wasn't a time to to hike and rate interest, because the economy of the United States is not like in good shape right now. So and even the same, like the Fed boss Jerome Powell said to the previous speech on the previous appointment on the economy at the September or October maybe. He said that he will go to the neutral policy, right? And the market have overreacted. Then the indices have soared to the probably close to 3%, like 2.5%. They get like a massive rebound. So that's why I thought that Jerome Powell could also make a same decision, like just stay with the rate interest. But in other side also, I can understand, because he probably have seen that the rate interest is there's no like giving to him a pretty much margin to manipulate it and then make a great monetary policy. Because if we remember together, at the 2008, when the United States starting to make hike the rate interest at 2008, there was in that time, I think the level of the rate, like the level of the money interest like rate policy was close to the 3%, right? And now we have just in 250% or or less, right? So that being said, it's not like a massive margin to manipulate it. And then if it's the recession happen, because I told you already that the main goal of the Fed is not to avoid the recession. It's impossible to avoid a collapse. It's just to make sure that we got a very smooth landing when the recession happen. So we don't have many margin to to figure it and also to manage the economy. So that's why he probably he keeps the rate hiking instead to just like going with neutral, because the President Trump said that he expecting to not like increasing the rate interest from like the Jerome Powell. So he made just I think he did just a policy, just a politics, not a economy policy, right? And that's why also I would like to take a look with you guys to see, because we probably have the pretty much the same thing, the same environment around surrounding the S&P 500 and also the oil. If you take a look on the graphic, like you take a look graphically, you will see here that at the same period, like we starting to, after the double top failing, we starting to decreasing on the S&P 500. We break the line, which is the neckline which were on the February 2008, and now we're starting like to have a collapse until, and we're doing the lowest point to the February 2009, right? And it's exactly the same thing as the as we have here in the same period. And in February 2008, we got a little bit inflection of the oil, because oil and S&P are basically and empirically correlated, because the oil is the dominant factor of the economy, is the guide of like the global growth on the economy. So when oil is very on the bad time, it will be also reflected by the S&P 500, right? Because is oil which is stimulating the global growth and the global also inflation, right? So the in terms of oil in 2008 February, we got like a huge rally, and after is decreased drastically until the same low point to the February 2009. So at the 2009, like February 2009, it was just the time that the Fed starting to talk about like the accommodating policy, like the QE, right, quantitative easing. And that's why Jerome Powell said that we don't need to have like a easing policy from right now, because he's still confident to the rhythm and the pace of the economy. Then he could be sustainable and keep going to growth. But he wasn't like very convinced to us, because he get a hard time to convince to the major analysis which were qualify this rate interest hiking to the dovish rate interest. Was a new word. So because dovish is usually when you just when you decrease the rate interest, but he keep a rate interest hiking, but he said like with a negative comment. So there's not like matching that. So that's why they qualify for the dovish rate interest hiking. But anyway, so that we saw like the expectation on the next year based on the economy, as he said, the expectation doesn't look less good, and the oil conditioning this kind of like the projection, because if the oil was like a very great shape, we probably see that the Fed will be satisfied to reach the target for the inflation. But it's not the case from at that time. And in 2019 and 2020, we've not probably seen the Fed will reaching is the fork of the range of the rate interest and the projection based on the rhythm of the oil, so the inflation, and also the growth as well, right? Indirectly. So that's why this rate interest is not something which is not justifying, okay? And my point of view of that is we are definitely in bear market, right? No matter what the communication around that, I consider that we are bear market. So my strategy will be all to short at any time that we're doing a highest point, like a high point, I will place a short, because the fact is not to just putting a short like anywhere in the market. It's just to waiting that we each correction, like a hiking correction that we made, and then we short the market, we working, because at the time that we have a massive and decrease, like a decrease movement on the financial market, it's not because we are in bear market that we cannot have like a correction on the market. If you take a look here on the 2008 2009, we were in the bear market, we went to recession, but we still make a bit like inflation, like a quick rally, and then we decrease after we do a quick rally, and after decrease. So that being said, the market didn't it's not like a steep line. Is just like an up and down, but in the downward movement, right? So that's why I'm saying to you, based on the fact that we saw this communication about the Jerome Powell, and based on the fact that we probably got some kind of base repetitor on the oil and on the S&P, because they pretty much the same configuration. If you take a look here on the February, we break a neckline on the S&P at that time, and looked on the oil what she's doing the same time. The oil at the same period, the 2008 February, we have a little bit inflection, and then we have a massive rally for the oil, and after it will be translated to the it will be like have the same repercussion on the S&P 500. After that, here we got a massive and drastically collapse, and they doing again the same low point here, right, on the February. Then we starting to talk about like the support to the economy for to the easing, quantitative easing, non-conventional policy. As we mentioned, we do probably first program was like a NIRP, which is negative interest rate policy, and after we doing a ZIRP, which is zero interest real policy, right? So that's why I said, guys, to be very careful with the market. We are definitely in the bear market. We break the 2,530 on the like major level on the S&P 500, which is here, and I putting that's a bear market. And the target for me, the first target would be if I take a look carefully, which is 2,320, which is my expectation for the target. But here we close below the 2,530, which is like the beginning of the bear market. So no matter what the communication around that, don't be fooled, okay? Stay very lucid, and your strategy has to be adapt to this market to place the short at any time that we do a low a high volatility. You just shorting to the high and be on the sorry, and be on the downward pressure movement, right? And it's exactly the same at oil too. I'm expecting that oil also will be probably going until below, because if you take a look here like carefully, this is the line the line of the close of the market. So very important to use this curve. And if we close in this weekend, if we close below 47 dollar per barrel on the oil, we will probably have a rebound, right? Probably have a rebound. But if you break and we close below $47 per barrel after this week, I think also oil will be also going until probably the range between $42 or $40 per barrel, because we clearly see that based on the projection of the Fed does not necessarily follow the pace and also the movement as Jerome Powell said, and it doesn't look nice. And we probably seen that the recession is still like simmering. And again, the main goal of the main objective of the Fed is not to avoid recession. They cannot avoid a recession. It's still impossible. They would like also just to make sure that we have a smooth lending if it's when it happen, right? So that's why all the your asset that you will be like used to trade, very careful with when you trade like oil, when you trade S&P 500. We clearly, I will probably adapt my strategy just in terms of bearish strategy on like on the oil, on the S&P, and also be bullish on the gold and others product that I will communicate to you through the different when the time over the next few weeks. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. This is all I understand from again from the Fed announcement. I'm bearish. I consider that we have in the bearish market, and based on the projection, the recession is inevitable. So I will be like I won't be surprised if we have like a massive collapse which is coming over the next few weeks, because we break like all the solid and massive crucial threshold on the S&P 500, and we're just waiting about for the oil, which is 47 again dollar per barrel. So yeah, you guys have to be very careful with the oil strategy, and also stay tuned on the all the statement and all the things that we communicated through the time. So if you like this video, please leave a comment, put a massive thumbs up. It support me, it support also the channel, and then also we'll probably starting a training courses and all the framework program and personalized for for learning on the financial market. So if you want to be framed and also learn the financial market and be successful in the financial market, I kindly recommend you to get back to the GSTA, Global Structured Academy, through the different social media. All right. So thank you so much, and very, very careful because we have probably the same situation as the 2008 again, and also the not like 1994, because the last time that we got 4-time rate interest in the same year, it was and with this situation, it was 994, like 1992 to 994. So it kind of like we got the bond collapse and also the oil collapse. So it's pretty much the same thing, because oil and bond are very correlated, and bond doesn't like when oil is very sharping, right? So very careful with that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I see you around. It was François Ablé for GSTO. Bye bye.